Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Trends. I'm Silverbacked, and in this video I'm going to go through the top 10 large caps. I'm going to look at the daily bias. We've just changed over into a new trading day. If I go to the one-day chart, essentially, this is just my normal regular routine. Is basically coming in here and looking at starting at BTC. I've checked this is actually the correct top 10 as far as what's inside the top 10 as far as like large cap. Essentially, we're looking at a downtrend in BTC currently still, although it did break out of yesterday's range and started popping back up. So we've had some bullish action happening, as you can see. There's only a very small amount of data there. If I jump back into here, this is actually a full live 24-hour. Yeah, BTC is 3% up from yesterday, 3.7% up on ETH, 1.7. Yeah, pretty bullish across the board. BNB a little bit. Sol 1.27, ADA, so on. TRX is that's actually slow growth for TRX. Toncoin is a little bit down, but that's been performing really well lately. And Link is 2.1. But looking at setting up for my bias, if you're looking to do any short-term trades or even long-term trades, you know, between today and tomorrow, between today and next week, this indicator that I use actually sets up a long-term bias. I mean, basically, we're talking about you know, periods of time where, you know, one call might last for 47 days. So it's, even though it's in a one-day chart, it's actually a multi-day trend. It can change in one single day, but that's only because we've got massive changes in the charts, which could between today and tomorrow could actually break through here. Depends on how today goes. If today gets rejected, comes back down, it'll be a really good shorting opportunity on Bitcoin. So at the moment we are still under a short signal. So anything I do at the moment with Bitcoin today, until further notice, is going to be a short call. If you are going into shorter time frames, or if you're just holding, I wouldn't be holding BTC spot long at the moment. So even though it is rising, you know, if you want to go contrarian, is that the right word? Yeah, against the trend, you can. But I mean, let me just draw this out, spell this out for you. That is what's been happening in the last. Let's be kind and do it from here. So in the last 9 days. So essentially, this sell call here is as a result of the price going down for 9 days. So just as a bit of a summary there for you, without getting into too much drama and detail. Yeah. Now while I'm in here, I am on the one-day chart. So I'm going to look at yesterday's chart candle and basically just readjust to frame the price action from the top and the bottom from yesterday. And as I usually do, and then when I go to my normal small time frames, I can sort of see where the price is. So that's basically where we are today. Yeah, there's definitely potential after this big pump for us to go down and still be within, because we haven't actually exceeded yesterday's price high of the day. So Ethereum is, if you do hear some noise behind me, I've got some machines running. It's washing day today at my house. And yeah, so we've got a downtrend still happening in place for Ethereum as our daily bias for a price trend. Again, I wouldn't be taking anything but shorts. And also, we've got a big long candle coming back to our mean and getting rejected. So Ethereum on a short for today. I'd probably be whacking one on. Let me just reframe this to the actual exact price top and bottom from yesterday. So again, we haven't exceeded yesterday's highs, and we are actually in these trading sessions. Let's see what session we're in. Okay, so we're currently just opened the Asian session right now. So I would expect, there could be some downside action with this short in place after such a pump. So I'd be probably getting a little bit short Ethereum and just put a tight stop if you're not sure. XRP is still a current downtrend, and again, I don't know why this is so damn far away, but okay, let me just stretch this out. Okay, so basically, so we are in a trend on downtrend on XRP, and the price action yesterday was for the top and bottom was there and there. Let's move this up a little bit. So yes, basically we're within it. We're just in the downside half. So again, that short call, that short bias signal is actually playing out for the first part of the day. It's been like an hour and 49 minutes into the new trading day. We're on the 1 day chart, by the way. BNB is a short call here after a bit of a punch up. We got rejected, and we are actually falling down. So a short on BNB. I think I've actually got a short going on BNB. Yes, I do. So essentially that's just percentage wise, that's 5.44% already down on that with that short that I've got going. BNB, so Sol is a current short, and it is under a short signal. Again, adjusting this to yesterday's high and low, which is there and there. You know, we're sort of in the lower half of yesterday's price range, but we definitely are still on a downtrend. You know, we've gone up here, and we're actually failing that level where the actual close was yesterday, and going down, moving down. So it is actually starting out the day moving down and confirming this lower short trend bias. Over here, I've got some stuff on my screen that I've actually just posted some ideas on TradingView. Just ignore that. So in here we've got a short call on ADA as well. And then we're looking at if I was going to just mark up yesterday's high and low of the day on the daily candle, that's basically how it looks. Obviously we're in a short trend. I've got a short bias. If I'm going to the shorter time frames, I'm only taking shorts. As I said, this is why I start off with this. If you're holding again. I'll be spot short on ADA at the minute. Dogecoin is a short as well. Plus, we've just had a pump up to the average EMA mean. So, in other words, this is actually looking like it's actually dropping down. So let me just stretch this out. There we go. There we go. So essentially, there's yesterday's price action, the top and the bottom for the 1 day candle, and then we've been up the top, we've visited up there, we've been rejected off that EMA. We've got a sell signal, and we just had a pump, and we're coming down from it. So basically, Doge for a short today would be possibly a thing to do. It has come down and actually retraced back up. So you do you, but I'm working on a bias that I'll only do shorts, but you decide where you want to get in. TRX is a long. Yeah, it's still current long. Yeah, don't know why I actually changed that to short. Maybe there's probably maybe got one of this candle here or something like that. Maybe flashed up a signal. But anyway, so that the full day's range movement for top and bottom for the 1 day on TRX yesterday was within these two lines here. You can see we're sort of like testing the top of that range. We're not breaking through or closing through. Certainly, it's been probably an hour and 52 minutes since the start of the new trading day in the 1 day charts. We're at the top, and we are actually got a buy. So I'd be more interested in getting long closer to the bottom part of this range, because then it has some chance to get up. And if it gets rejected and comes back down, you've actually got that the motion up. If you wanted to get long, just obviously you got to use a tight stop. If you were hoping it'll go up past here, because you can see even the grind grind is sort of along this angle. Let me just show you, because there's so many lines on my charts. Sorry. You probably want to try and get somewhere here would be ideal, and then it gets a bit of a bounce off this EMA. And again, this is the inverse, because this is long, right? So I just said, with Doge, we had a bounce. We had a bounce off the EMA, which is this line here, for a short, and then it could be an opportunity. Same too, the inverse is correct over here. When we get a bounce here, which is this one, came down, bounced, that was the time to get in, and then basically you would have had, for the current price, 2.35%. Your time. This is how it's all done basically. If you're going into doing any leverage, so 2.35. Let me just say 2.35. I said, didn't I? Times that by even say 10% leverage is 23%. So basically, you can put whatever you put on that trade, you're going to end up with 23% trade on that one trade. If you're only risking 1% or 2% of your account, it all becomes fairly low risk as long as you set your stops and do proper risk management. So Ton coin is actually in an uptrend. Yeah, it's actually one of the few coins. I think TRX and Ton coin are the only two coins in the top 10 that are actually in an uptrend on the 1 day. Or uptrend bias, I should say, because I'm using this EMA. The price is still all over the place, but I use these EMAs so I can smooth out which direction I trade in. So basically, it increases my win-loss ratio. When I do multiple trends, I only take one side of the trade, which is actually like in this, it'll be a long. In Dogecoin and all the other red ones, it'll be following the short. So Ton is long. Let me just adjust. Did I adjust TRXs? Yes, I did. Okay, so let me adjust Ton to the actual movement of the price for the day. Oops. There we go. Link is a current short, and if I just adjust to the pricing of the day, that sort of frames it up nicely there. And again, if you go into shorter time frames, you'll be able to, I'll show you now that I've done this all. So BTC, if I look over here, and I go down to say, let's say a 1 hour time frame, you can sort of see what's going on. I'm getting a second set of, based upon this time frame, which is 1 hour, I'm getting a second set of signals. So I can actually go long and short in this. So basically, this is why I say, if I've got a short bias, I'm really wanting to take short trades. Now at the moment, you can sort of see here, since the start of the Asian session just started, really I'm looking for short opportunities. So basically, if I can see that this is sort of breaking through and breaking down from here, or even better, even if this signal turns to red like this, like it did there, that's what I'm looking for to get short, or maybe just because I'm happy with that level. Like so, say for example, you can do it. Basically, you just do you, right? So let's say if anything comes out or closes past this area, I can short, or I can short from up there, and then put a stop behind it. So if it goes the wrong way, I'm out, but I'm in at a good level now. I'll give you an example. So Bitcoin, if I wanted to be short from here, I'm short on the daily. My bias is daily, but if this keeps on going up and up through here, then obviously it'll disqualify the trade. But I'll set one up just to show you guys. So BTC. So let's just go in here and find BTC. Here it is here. I don't think I've got any trades on BTC. No, I don't. And then, okay, so what I'm predicting is maybe that this would stop where it is and probably come down. So that means that, there's some sort of a trend going on here that it might sort of respect. Well, there's a few touches there, just to, justify it in my own mind. You can make a decision and justify pretty much anything if you put your mind to it. So, essentially, that would be a good point if it is going to roll over and go down. But if it goes up, I don't want to be in it. So let's say for example, go into here and say put a position on. If you want to put a small position like 1%, it's preset here to 10, 20, 100. But you can actually just go like that and just delete that. So you end up using only 1% of your account. So you can go limit sell. So I've put a position in there. Just always do, I say this in all my videos, just do limit orders, don't do market orders. And then if you want to get filled, just bring that limit order down to meet it, and the fluctuations in price will get you filled. It is frustrating sometimes you don't get filled straight away. But if you wait until you actually get filled, just from a bit of fluctuation in the price, you will be a market maker on the exchange, because this is like an order book market, so it's not like an AMM like you probably used to with DeFi and stuff like that. So the way it works is you're either a maker or taker on the books. So this is basically where we are. I'm expecting that this would probably go something like, I'm just totally guessing here. So we've got the top, with the bottom came up a little bit, came up, and are we going to see something further down? That would mean that would mean 79,928 Bitcoin. I'm not suggesting that will happen, but I will suggest if it goes up past here, it might go higher. So let's just put a stop loss up there. and then just do a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Just go say a short position, put it onto where you just entered, bring that down to there, and let's see how this looks. It looks with the 3-to-1 risk to reward. I'm looking at this number here to be 3. There you go, there's 3 right there, close enough. And then just bring your take profit down to there, and you're done. So they're basically, you've set up a position. If it moves against you, you're out of it. And if it goes your way, you're not asking for it to come all the way down to 79, but if it gets down to sort of 82.5, it'll take you out. While I'm here, just a bit of an instructional video, I'll show you how to set up also a stop loss, where you can actually you can trail your position up here. I would probably just sort of like nurse this a little bit and just wait until you know the position's already in 0.63% profit, right? So you can see it's actually starting to go in my favor. Essentially, you can basically wait till you get a bit more in profit, and then just move this stop loss just over break even, and then you can sort of walk away for a few hours and see how it goes. So again, I wouldn't go into too many positions at once. Just start off with one, let it start going in your favor, and then just bring it down to break even, and then you can basically leave it and come back a few hours later. This is why I like the 1 hour time frame, because you know I'm looking, each one of these is an hour, right? So yeah, it would have to be like right out of here to stop me out, and yeah, so I don't have a trailing stop that's going to get hit too easily. Like trying to pick up a set percentage is not the way to do it. I think having a take profit, if it shoots down to there and shoots back, you definitely want to have a set take profit, a static one, and then I do agree with using a trailing stop, but use a static stop loss as well, and then you know once you're in an area where you want it to trail and you're up this end of it, you can probably take off the permanent take profit and then trail your stop a bit higher. But like even manually trailing your stop loss up is a good way of doing it too. Like for example now, there's not enough room there for me to do this. I've got this is a new candle. It's going to go for about an hour before it paints out another one. If this goes down here, it's now moving against me. Look at this. And comes up to here and then goes over somewhere else. I mean, these candles here, if you have a look and see exactly how they're looking as far as my prospects, we've got a pretty big green candle here. That's a bigger red candle here, so we might actually trail up a little bit more. There is a bit of a tug of war going on in this area here, sort of between sort of here and here. It sort of like seems pretty clear that that's got to resolve at some point. Now, if I look also on my BTC charts, looking at exactly where I set this up, I can do the same thing on the. This is actually Bitunix. Is the place I've got this set up, so I might as well just do the same thing here. Let's get rid of this, and let's look. We'll go to the 1 day. I actually forgot you could do this on Bitunix as well. Go to the 1 day, and we could actually put in. Let me just delete everything I've done and just put this on here. There you go. And then yesterday's price action was here to here. So yeah, so we're basically trending above. You know, on the 1 day, we've got a signal. As you can see here, we actually traced up, and we're still under a short signal, and it's sort of getting rejected. And then we got this is the area where it's going to decide exactly whether it's going to go further and knock us out, which it would with that position we just made, or actually take us back down. Often on these sort of candles where it's just like pretty sudden. Just let me move this out the way because it's really distorting. Okay, so I want to be able to see that wick. Yeah, it basically shot straight up. It's out of the blue. It is pretty strong, so we could actually get a little bit further upside, but we just had that upside, and then this upside, and then hasn't broken through yet. So, and that's a 1 day. So starting out red, see if it continues. If you get a continuation of the red, obviously we're going to make some money and get out with some bucks. It looks like once, twice, 3, 4 times it's tapped where the yesterday's previous high was, and it hasn't broken through. So yeah, it's sort of like it's almost accepting or sort of respecting that resistance, and as you can see there, that makes that sort of makes it it's going to have to resolve to either break out or break down. Obviously, if it comes down through here, we're going to make some money. Anyway, so I just wanted to add that little bit of extra context. Again, I'll leave you with this one last thing. Is when this moves into profit and you finally let me just go down to 1 hour. When it actually happens, if it happens, and you end up in profit, what I wanted to show you is just grab your stop loss and just move it down to here. So you sort of like not break even because you'll lose a little bit of money, just over to here, just a little bit over break even. Now I can if I wanted to, I can now leave this, go for a walk, and just leave it for a few hours and come back and see how it's going. If it hits my take profit, great. If not, and that's my 3 to 1, so that's also done. If it doesn't, if it shoots back, and it doesn't really get going, then look, it means it would have probably come up here and hit and stop me out anyway. But this is only one of a couple of positions I'll probably do, and I'll spend probably about half an hour on the computer waiting for these to get into profit or stop out, and I'll come back again in a few hours, and I'll be able to sort of trail my stop up manually, or put a trail stop on if I'm going to bed for the day. So this is basically how I sort of run things, and as you can see, it's a pretty good way of doing it. I've got a no risk trade here now. That's 10x leverage, and I think I'm only risking 1% of my account. So there's some numbers for you to wrap your head around if you're looking at not to say what to do, but as an example of what I'm doing, that tends to work really well. Sometimes when I'm live trading, I'll actually double down, triple down on a position if if I've got a high degree of confidence that it will turn around and come back if it moves against me at first. Because I'm looking at, again, start off at the highs, always zoom out and start off at the higher time frames. Look at that and say, all right, well, you can see just really, really, really broadly, that's coming down. It's not very hard to sort of see, and we're at the top of the range, so we could be due for something, just a little bit of just a release, even just an average down to here is going to be basically just meaning that Bitcoin will probably get to touch on 76k, unless it sort of breaks out above 88,785 really, and I don't see that happening. Imminently. Again, this was a really good candle, so it could continue up. So we will see. But something stopped it, and then there is a big section here where all those sellers that made that wick are there. All right. You saw how many sellers are there, and then you've got a wick like this. So there's a lot more sellers involved here. There's lots of sellers at this level. So have a look over here. There's massive amount of selling going on there. This is basically what and then down below here you've got buyers. So there is and look, there's the day's volatility, not volatility, the top and bottom of yesterday's range. So you can see there's areas of liquidity where people got in and got out, and you can sort of pretty much pick it. If you look at the charts long enough, just get your experience up, and don't watch a million videos. Just trust yourself. Just get the basics. How-to videos. that's all you need, and most of it is pretty intuitive. But anyway, I'll leave it there. I don't want to make a really long video, and I'll see you in the next one. If you want to obviously like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you need to or would like to get the further calls that I'm making and some of my analysis in my private Substack community, there's a link down the bottom. Just connect to that. You can it's like $12 a month or something like that. I forget exactly how much it is, and yeah, I'll see you in there. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video.